Good morning, Year 5. Today we are going to be continuing with our set of instructions. First of all, as a starter, I would like you to spot and add all the missing punctuation. So, on a piece of paper, write these sentences down and add the punctuation in. Pause this video now. Okay, so you should have put in all of the correct punctuation, and let's have a look at the answers. So we should have had a comma after day, a capital I, a full stop after garden, a full stop after house, and the house belongs to the sister, so we put an apostrophe here. I said, comma, this is speech, so we have inverted commas either side with the full stop inside of the 99. She replied, comma, starting speech again, 66, punctuation, it's a question, so question mark, 99. It was good to see her, full stop. We sat down by the roses and she pointed to a tree, full stop. Okay, I hope you got all of those correct. So, today we are going to be composing the equipment list and the method for the set of instructions that we were doing yesterday, which is for the Arpanaz tent. You should include multiple steps using numbers or bullet points. It should be in chronological order, which means in the order that it is done, and use adverbials of time, also known as time connectives. You should finally try and challenge yourself to include some sentence types. Okay, what you will need. So the equipment. You'll need to put a list of the equipment that we need to pitch a tent in from yesterday's work after you have written your introduction. So yesterday, if we look at this, got the title at the top, got the introduction, and now you could write a subheading of equipment, or you could do like I have done, which says what you will need. Now I have made a list of equipment. I've got grey and silver Arpanaz 2 tent, both the inside and outside sections in brackets, just as a bit of extra information, 2 extendable poles, 4 thin strings, and then again some extra information. Approx with a full stop is just short for approximately 1 meter long, 4 metal pegs, 2 people to help pitch, and finally an optional, we've got strings, pegs, and mallet, which is a hammer. Now, you can go back through the video from yesterday and you can see if there's any other things that have been missed, any other equipment that you would like to include. Let's go back here. So what I would like you to do now is make your equipment list. When you have done that, come back and continue the video. Okay, now you should have done your equipment list. What we're going to do is a little activity to help you when we come to write the method. Now the method is not one long paragraph. It is broken down into steps so that you can write the instructions clearly. So whoever the reader is, they can one step at a time move through how to correctly put up this tent. So as a quick activity, what I would like you to do, get a piece of paper, and you're going to watch this video and you're going to make notes of how to pitch it. I don't want you to put any more than 10 steps, okay? So play this video here. This is on Google Classroom. It is attached. Go onto the Google Slides and you can watch it back. This will help you for when you start writing your method. When you have done that, I would like you to come back to this video and continue watching. Now, what type of language did you use when you were making the notes or narrating over the video? Thinking about the features, the type of language that you should have used, is the use of imperative verbs, which is telling someone to do something. It might be pitch the tent. It might be hit the peg into the ground with the mallet. It might be zip the zip up, and so on. So those are imperative verbs. You might have used adverbs. Carefully place the extendable pole through the area. Okay, so those are the type of language you should have used is verbs, imperative verbs, adverbs. We should have had time connectives as well, also known as adverbials of time. So the first instruction that you give, the first step, you might use firstly, and for the last instruction, you might use finally. Now, I wouldn't like you, if you've got 10 instructions to go firstly, secondly, thirdly, fourthly, fifthly, all the way through, that would be very boring for the reader. So I would like you could use firstly and finally. I wouldn't go beyond any of those. It should also be in chronological order. Okay, now I'm going to show you my example of the method. Okay, so here I've got firstly, and I've not used bullet points here, I've used numbers. So firstly, locate like a true adventurer an open area, brackets, preferably in a hot desert, cool field, or breezy forest, close bracket, and check it is clear of any sharp rocks or glass. So this, like a true adventurer, this is a simile. Okay, so if you include that within your work, I'll be very impressed. Again, brackets, including this in your work, it will up-level your sentence. Sharp rocks or glass. Sharp is an adjective. It's making the sentence more interesting. Once you've found this spot, comma, so that is a fronted adverbial, ensure the floor is flat and you can begin to carefully lay your equipment out in front of you. Here, got an adverb, up-leveling it. How are we going to lay the equipment out? Number 3, next. We've got an adverbial of time to start. Intelligently ensure that under the tent, and then in brackets, the black part is facing towards the sky. Another adverb here. After that, again, using my adverbial of time to start, extend both of the fiberglass poles as straight as a ruler. Here, I have got a simile. Next, number 5, accurately and carefully, starting my sentence here with a double ly. I'll be very impressed if somebody could use one of those. Put the pin located at the corner of the tent into the end of the pole at the opposite sides of the tent to create a diagonal arc shape. And then I've put repeat for the other pole. Number 6. Now, cautiously clip the tent hooks onto the poles. Again, another adverb. I've put a tip in here. You could put a tip at the end. You could put it in between steps. I've put one in between the tip, and then I've used a colon there, some high-level punctuation. If the tent can now stand upright by itself, you have followed all of the steps correctly so far. Number 7, adverbial of time. Next, swiftly, adverb. Slide the tent over the poles. Make sure that it is the correct way round. Light grey and blue side facing out. Number 8, afterwards, precisely connect the corners of the cover to the clips at the bottom corner of the tent. And then I've put an optional step for number 9. Again, an extra bit of information. I've got another colon here, so good high-level punctuation. If you wish to ensure that the tent does not move from its location, you must tightly tie 1 meter long strips to the clip on the tent cover and the other end of the string to a peg. Next, pull the string tight and powerfully and carefully knock the peg into the ground with the mallet. Number 10. Finally, now you wish to enter the tent, simply unzip at the other end of the tent. Now, do not go. So here, what I've got is I've got a couple of extra steps. I've got a warning and I've got a conclusion. Do not do that today. All I would like for you is to do your equipment list, what you will need, and your method, and stop there. So you can look at my example. Please don't copy it. If you need help or you've forgotten any of the steps, you can go back and you can watch the video. Once you have finished writing your equipment list and your method, I want you to go back and I want you to check that you've got these things. I want you to check that you've got bullet points or numbers. I want you to check that you've got it in chronological order. Have you challenged yourself to get adjectives and adverbs? Have you included a top tip? Have you got time connectives? Have you got imperative verbs? Have you got sentence types? And a challenge, can you include a double ly sentence? Again, when you have completed this, I would like you to take a picture, upload it onto Google Classroom so I can have a look. Well done.